What do computer programs, digital circuits, and mathematics all have in common? They all rely on logic, and at the heart of logic are truth tables. In this lesson, we'll explore propositional logic and truth tables, step by step. A proposition is a statement that has a truth value. It can be either true or false, but never both. For example, 5 is a prime number is true. A mango is a vegetable is false. Both are propositions because they can be judged as true or false. A proposition cannot be a question or an opinion. For example, Suits is the best TV series ever is just an opinion. It has no objective truth value. Is it raining? Is a question, so it's not a proposition. A valid proposition must be clear, objective, and unambiguous. We often use letters to represent propositions, usually P, Q, and R. For example, the statement, apple is a fruit, can be labeled as P, or 10 is an even number, can be labeled as Q. A compound statement is formed by joining two or more simple statements using logical connectives. The 5 main ones are negation, conjunction, disjunction, conditional, and biconditional. A truth table is a tool that shows all possible truth values for one or more propositions and determines the truth value of a compound statement. It's like a map that lists every logical possibility. Let's look at the 5 basic truth tables. We'll begin with the negation table. Negation reverses a truth value. If P is true, not P, is false. If P is false, not P, is true. For example, if P represents the statement, Mr. Brown's pet is a dog. Not P is saying that Mr. Brown's pet is not a dog. Now let's look at the end table. Note the symbol. The truth table should show all the possible combinations of the truth values of each statement, so both statements can be true. The first statement could be true, and the second statement false, or the first statement false, while the second is true. Or both statements could be false. In the first row where both statements are true, that is apple is a fruit and 10 is an even number. The compound statement is true. In fact, the conjunction P and Q is only true when both statements are true. If either is false, the compound statement is false. If you look at the second row, it would read, apple is a fruit and 10 is not an even number. The whole statement is false. So when combining two simple statements to form a sentence, both statements must be true for the compounded sentence to be true. So the rest will be false. Let's see what happens when we use the disjunction or to combine two statements. The symbolic representation would look like this and reads P or Q. Suppose Jill's true age is 17 and Jake is guessing her age. What if he said, Jill is 17, or Jill is 20 years old? Is the sentence true? Yes, it is, since one of his guesses is true. That's the difference between using the connective or versus and. The disjunction P or Q is false only when both statements are false. Otherwise, it's true. In logic, or means one, or both. A conditional statement describes the relationship between two events, P and Q, based on certain conditions. It's also known as P implies Q, or if P, then Q. This is because it states a specific situation called a premise or antecedent, represented by P, and then explains what can happen, or what conclusion Q, called a consequent, can be drawn when that condition is fulfilled. For example, let the statement, the shape is a rectangle be P, and let the statement, the shape is a quadrilateral be Q. The conditional statement would read, if the shape is a rectangle, then the shape is quadrilateral. The first row reads, if the shape is a rectangle, then the shape is a quadrilateral. This is a logical conclusion, since a rectangle has 4 sides, which is what defines a quadrilateral. Therefore, if both components of the implication are true, then the implication is true. The second row reads, if the shape is a rectangle, then the shape is not a quadrilateral. This is impossible. The conclusion makes no sense, so the compound statement becomes false. This is because once the shape is a rectangle, it has 4 sides, so it must be a quadrilateral. The third row reads, if the shape is not a rectangle, then it is quadrilateral. It is still possible that the shape is a quadrilateral, since a shape does not have to be a rectangle to be a quadrilateral. This is not impossible, so the implication would be true. The final row would read, if the shape is not a rectangle, then the shape is not a quadrilateral. This is not impossible, so the implication is true. Note that the conditional statement P implies Q is false only when P is true and Q is false. Otherwise, it's true. Let's explore the truth table for the biconditional statement, which reads P if and only if Q. Note the double arrow symbol. Let the statement the shape is a triangle BP and the shape has 3 sides BQ. The biconditional statement reads the shape is a triangle if and only if the shape has 3 sides. This biconditional makes sense logically, regardless of the direction in which we read. For example, we could say the shape has 3 sides if and only if the shape is a triangle. This is the key difference between the conditional and the biconditional. The biconditional is true when both statements have the same truth value. That's when either both are true or both are false. Both are false reads, the shape is not a triangle if and only if it does not have 3 sides, which is logical, since both statements agree. So true. In row 2, the interpretation is, the shape is a triangle, but it does not have 3 sides. That's impossible. A triangle must have 3 sides. The same with row 3. If the shape is not a triangle, but it has 3 sides. Again, this doesn't make any sense. So the sentences are false in both cases. So the biconditional is true when either both P and Q are true or both false. Otherwise, it is false. Let's close with a complex truth table that has 3 variables, P, Q, and R. In order to ensure that we have all the possible combinations, we'll need to have 8 rows. In column 1, we can put 4 true, then 4 false. In column 2, we can put 2 true, then 2 false, then 2 true, and 2 false. In column 3, we can put 1 true, then 1 false alternately, until the column is completed. To get the column for not P, we change all the truth values in column P, from true to false, and vice versa. To get the column for not P or R, we combine columns 3 and 4 using the connective OR. Recall that in the OR table, the compound statement is true as long as one of the variables is true. We only get false when both variables are false. To get the column for P imply Q, we combine columns 1 and 2. Recall that this truth table only has a false. When there is a true, then false. Otherwise, it's all true. To get our final answer, we combine columns 5 and 6 using the connective AND. Recall that the AND table only has true when both variables are true. Otherwise, it's false. And there you have it. The truth table for the given compound statement. Give us a like and hit the subscribe button so that you can be notified on our next video. See you soon.